Good evening, everybody, and welcome to tonight's stream. Time for a little bonus stream, where we are going to pick up where we left off. Bollocks. That's fine, is what it is. Put that out the way. So, interesting things came in today. We have 2 parcels, which, if we finish this today, will be opened then. Otherwise, they'll be opened once we finish the scenario. We are continuing the blob that ate everything. In those packages, I believe, are the next expansion for the current cycle. Whatchamajigger, the Innsmouth Conspiracy, and also is the new premium standalone, the War of the Gods, which should be interesting. Depending on where that's set, we might get that next. You never know. So, last that we left off, though, was that we finished the round. The Migos, or the military, had set up dynamites in key locations. Currently in this quarantine and this quarantine. And we have 5 rounds to deal with it. Also, the Migo Meddler will meddle. So we have to try and take care of that. I'm just going to review what we've got in hand. So obviously we've got Lita there. Allow for extra damage. We've got 2 different types of attack. We've got a flashlight. Obviously, we got the flashlight, we've got a camera, we got kleptomania. That could be something that we do. We could just steal the flashlight. At least I finally got we've got one of my healing cards at last, and it's taken a while. Oh, well. I mean, well, unfortunately, though, we're at the start of the round, so we don't quite get to do that just yet. Right now, we are not joined by anyone else, but that does not mean that we won't be joined by some others. You never know what's gonna happen. Anyway, for now, start of the round, we place 1 Doom. We're now at 5 of 6. Luckily, Doom has not increased. Drawing counter cards. So we start with Amanda. Reality Acid. This is what I was kind of fearing. Okay, so Revelation. Subject 8L08 devours a random aspect of reality. Reveal 2 random Chaos tokens from the Chaos bag and consults pages 16 through 19 of the rules to determine what is devoured. If the combination of the Chaos tokens revealed is not listed, or if the listed aspect cannot be devoured, reveal 2 new Chaos tokens to consult the chart again. Alright, let's see how badly this goes. First one is -3. Second one. -4. Okay. -3, -4 to 8. Alright, so it would be in order of what you pulled. Oh, Chaos Tokens in any order. Wow, that was quick, people. Not one, but 2 bots in a row. Goodbye. Alright, -3, -4 to 8. So, your sense of time. Until you advance the agenda, investigators cannot use type-keeping devices. Ask about the time, or trigger abilities on any cards with time, watch, or chrono in its title. Oh. Well, that's a bugger. That is something interesting for the blob to be able to devour. Okay. Anyway, the next one. Alien food chain. If there are no manifold enemies in play, alien food chain gains surge. Otherwise, attach to a manifold enemy with the least remaining health and fully heal that enemy. We'll apply it to this oozling right here. So it now has +1/+1, and it gains hunt, or hunter. Okay. But welcome to everyone. So. It is the start of the round, so we draw a card for Amanda. We discard the card underneath her. Come on, really? Alright. Sounding weird, but we're going to be putting the flashlight that I have underneath Amanda. Because we drew the fast magnifying glass. So that's helpful. But Amanda isn't going to be the one who goes first this time. It's going to be Carolyn. Because she has her kleptomania that we need to deal with. Oh, man. Alright, so for kleptomania, we're going to be taking control of the flashlight that Amanda had. So kleptomania goes back into the deck and gets shuffled. And welcome to those of you in chat who have joined. Thank you very much for stopping by. Oh boy. I mean, I realised I said that I was going to play this in the afternoon, but I never did. Some other things kind of came up. Anyway, so we've used one action. For the second action, we need to get to the... Well, I need to get to both of those. We need to deal with the Migo Meddler as well. Alright. We need to deal with the dynamite though, because that can quite quickly get out of hand. So Carolyn is going to move to this quarantine zone. And it is Oozy Lakebed. Forced. After a manifold enemy spawns at Oozy Lakebed, place one clue on Oozy Lakebed. The enemy cannot take damage this round. Alright, well there's actually literally nothing here, which is kind of good. And then with that, we are going to... we're going to do the test. So if you're at a each location gains test knowledge or feat 3. If you succeed, remove the horror token from this location. Well, my knowledge is already up at 4. Nothing that boosts it in hand. My feats I can boost a couple of times. All of these are kind of useful, unfortunately. Alright, let's at least risk it. We've got nothing here that is really bad to worry about, so... No commitment to the test. And we're testing 3 against my 4. Hey. Pulled the auto success. Really needed to make that success work, so... That, unfortunately... I mean, it gets me +1, so we succeed on that. And with the +1, you may heal 1 horror from an investigator or ally at your location. Well, unfortunately, there isn't one right now, so... Right. So, Amanda. What are we doing with Amanda? Alright, well, we're going to play the magnifying glass for free, and that's a fast action, so it doesn't count for anything. And we get +1 book whenever we are investigating. So we still have 3 actions left. Let us go down 1. So we are down here now. And then we're going to attack the oozling that's here.
What's up, Bronzy?
Hey, Clay. How's it going?
Going.
Good. Paying the cost of 2 resources. I'm going to play the spell Occult Invocation. So as an additional cost to play Occult Invocation, discard up to 2 cards from your hand. Fight. This attack uses knowledge, or knowledge instead of fight. You get +1 knowledge and +1, and you deal +1 damage for this attack for each card you discard as part of this card's cost. And I'm going to discard one of my emergency caches. And obviously we are committing the card that is underneath Amanda. So we currently have 2, 3, 4. So 2 for the base, 3 because of the Death Tarot card, which gives us +1 book. The Hawkeye folding camera gives us +1 because we have 2 evidence. So that is currently 4. We discarded 1 card, is 5. Against the 2 for the oozling. We pulled -2. And it was obviously we got +1 book from the flashlight that was underneath Amanda. So that takes us up to 6, minus the 2 is 4. So we do 1 base damage, +1 for the discard on Occult Evocation, and Lita Chandler's, whenever we successfully attack an enemy, we do an extra 1 damage. So that's 3 damage to this oozling. That kills it, and oozlings have blob 1, meaning we've done 1 more damage to the blob.
I just popped that curb.
How is
Cyberpunk?
Yes.
Fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I love it.
I saw someone on Twitter post that they like 100%ed it in like 12 hours or something.
That's a lie, because one of the devs has, before the game came out, was 175 hours deep and hadn't done it, so...
Yeah. It could quite easily have been
Unless their definition
Photoshop.
of 100% is they did everything for the story, but considering I already have like 15 to 20 side quests lined up right now.
Jesus. I think theirs was...
low.
I think theirs was it was full trophy or achievements or something. I don't know how I don't know how involved that is.
Okay, look at it close. What do we got?
All right, so we currently are rather rather lacking on resources with Amanda. Don't know if I want to just burn her entire hand, though. Not right now. So we're going to use the magnifying glass. I'm going to investigate. Well, we're not use the magnifying glass doesn't investigate for us, but we are going to investigate the church. Oh, Jesus, a shroud of 4. Okay. But that's fine because our knowledge is 4, 5 plus the card underneath, which we can commit, which is the flashlight. So that gives us, we're already rocking a 6 on knowledge. Auto fail. All right. How long did that effect last? Until you advance the agenda. Oh, thank God for that.
What I got for clues now?
Clues? That goes back under there because it's useless right now. And that was turn. So, it's now onto the enemy phase. So, at the start of the enemy phase, if the Migo Meddler is at a location with explosive, remove 1 damage from the military plan. Otherwise, move the Migo once towards a location with explosives. Okay, well, he's going to the temporary HQ. This oozling is also going into the temporary HQ. This oozling is going to be going to the desecrated farmlands. Oh God. I need to take care of those oozlings. Upkeep. Flip any things, nothing needs flipping. No exhausted cards. Each investigator gains a resource and draws a card. Ooh, we got working a hunch. And if a fast play after you defeat a monster enemy, each investigate your location heals horror equal to that enemy's horror value. Well, the oozlings don't have any horror, nor does the fucking Migo Meddler. That's useless at this point. Alright. Hand size. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, you're fine. And you only have 3 cards, so you're fine as well. Alright. Round. Place 1 doom on the agenda. We are now at 6 doom, so the agenda advances. From the center of the crater, a ley line of glowing ooze worms its way underground. Cracks appear in the ground throughout the town, like tendrils reaching out to stake their claim on Blackwater. It is as though the creature is rooting itself into the earth as it grows. Will the world ever truly be rid of it? Choose to oozified locations other than the crater without a copy of the Vulnerable Heart. Subject 8L08 devours both of these locations along with all non-oozed cards at these locations. Enemies are instead discarded. Shuffle 1 set aside copy. Ooh. Alright, so choose 2 oozified locations other than the crater without a copy of the vulnerable heart. Subject 8L08 devours both of those locations. Alright, so we'll go with this one up here, which we didn't even look at. Oh, the sewers. Interesting. And this quarantine area. It's another desecrated farmland. Okay. Right, there was nothing there that could have been devoured. Shuffle one set-aside copy of the cubic ooze and one set-aside copy of the grasping ooze into the encounter deck along with the encounter discard pile. Said one cubic ooze and one grasping ooze, right? Alright, well. In this goes. Hey, but guess what? At least I can start talking about time again. You missed it, man.
What's up?
So I ended up pulling reality acid.
Ooh.
And apparently the blob devoured time. Well, no. He devoured my sense of time.
Ah.
So it basically meant that until I advance the agenda, investigators cannot use timekeeping devices, ask about the time, or trigger abilities on any card with time, watch, or chrono in its title.
Oof.
Let me just do this on screen. Alright. So, the next agenda. The anomaly swells. The creature from within the meteorite continues to digest Blackwater whole. By day 2, nearly all of the town is covered in a vibrant green slime. Acid slowly eats away at the buildings, the streets, even the dirt. Will it ever cease? Each location is connected to each location adjacent to it. Orthogonally? Okay, it's the same. Can only move up, down, left, or right. Can't move diagonal. But we have lost 2 locations. This agenda has 6 dooms. We have 6 turns before the next agenda. For now, though, Amanda will pull from the encounter deck. Wave of Ooze. Tests Knowledge 3. Take 1 horror for each point you fail by. Subject 8L08 devours each card defeated by this effect. So our knowledge is... I didn't pull anything, but I'm committing the card underneath. I mean, actually, committing that isn't actually going to help at all. We have +1 from the Hawkeye finding camera, though. Hopefully we don't pull anything bad. Skull. Which is -1 for every 5 cards the blob has devoured. I think he's only devoured 3 cards? Thank God, he has only devoured 3 cards, so that's 0. So luckily we pass. Whew. Yep, because there was book. I'll leave that on top for the moment because I'll be discarding that in a moment. Now for Carolyn. Oozling, any empty oozified location. Subject report 8L08B. 1846 hours. I am saying that right. Correct? Right? Recovered subject sample 8L08B for further study. Subject appears to share same physiological qualities as 8L08, but acts with its own sentience. The pH levels observed in the subject are similar to those found in 8L08. Report continues on next page. We're going to put it at this location. Okay. Where are we going to start? Go 1, 2, 3. Would be a good thing to do for Carolyn. If there are no clues on the church, choose an ooze enemy at the church or a connected location. Move the chosen enemy 1 location away from the church and automatically evade it. That would require there being nothing there. Alright, well, first things first. I'm going to play Working a Hunch fast. Play during your turn. Discover 1 clue at your location. So we're going with Amanda first. So Amanda has discovered 1 clue. We are then going to attempt to find the next clue. We're testing... Oh, wait. Shite. Didn't do this, did I? Draw a card. Alright, vicious blow. Flashlight gets discarded. That is annoying. Place Vicious Blow underneath. But that was a fast play, wasn't it? So I still actually have 3 actions I can do this turn. Vicious Blow adds +1 damage. But the blob has, or the Oozling has 3 because it's got the Predator on it. So what can we do? What can we do? I would like to get the +1 sanity from maxing out the Hawkeye folding camera. But dealing with the blob, or dealing with the Oozling, is probably the better course. I don't want it to come and attack me. I want to attack it. So let us move back to the temporary HQ. If I can hold off on using I've got a plan. So we're just going to attack it normally. Let's see what happens. Pick a good one. Just we ended up with a 0. The card underneath gets committed automatically because it's a forced. So Vicious Blow, Fist of 3, 2, +1 from Lita, +1 from the Vicious Blow is 3, or 4 even, against the Oozling. So that is 1 damage base, +1 from Lita, +1 from Vicious Blow. Is 3 damage. So that kills this Oozling. And we do another point of damage to the blob. So we've done 12 of the 45 damage. Oh, you'd be interested to know this. Got 2 packages today for Arkham, I believe. Clay. Clay may have stepped away. So that was the second action. So we have 1 more action. I don't want to use the countermeasures just yet. Ooh, we could use the countermeasures on the heart, because I think that's a manifold, isn't it? Oh no, it's not a manifold. do we want to try and deal some damage to the Migo? Sure, why not? We'll throw on some damage on the Migo, so we commit the card underneath, as that is a forced ability. It doesn't say forced on there, but it has been amended officially by Fantasy Flight that it's not a quick ability. It is a forced ability. We pull -1. So 2, 3, 4 minus the 1 gives us 3, so we match, and we're still doing 3 damage. So we've done 3 damage to the Migo Meddler. And that was the third action. Now for Carolan. What is Carolan going to do? It was literally just going to be run, wasn't it? 1, 2, 3. We're going to go to the research site. So yeah, so Carolan is just going to go through the slimy streets, through the crater to the research site. Let's see what we have here. So, the wooded clearing is where the research team from the Miskatonic University first began to study the meteorites and its impact. Now only a handful of scientists remained, huddled inside white tents, toiling quietly to find a way to stop the anomaly from spreading any further. Ah, interesting. Okay. So it has nothing here, but you can spend 2 clues. You gain 1 countermeasure. Or you can spend 1 countermeasure, place 2 clues from the research site on the token pool. All right.
Oh, shocking.
Huh? Oh, Clay, did you were you here when I said about I received packages for Arkham? I think today. Anyway, there is nothing left to do. So, enemy phase. Nothing is engaged, but this hunter up here. Let's link back to the slimy streets. Alright, this needs to go back into the Dubry, what's it? Round cleanup. Gain 1 resource each. Draw a card each. And check hand size. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Unfortunately, I need to get rid of something from here. I might get rid of Delve Too Deep because that there is... No, we won't get rid of Delve Too Deep. We can still use that at some point. As not a lot of things here have much horror for the moment, I'm going to get rid of If It Bleeds. Alright, so next round we place one Doom on the agenda. Then we draw from the encounter deck. Amanda first. Consuming More. Test feat 3. Take 1 damage for each point you fail by. Devoured. Subject 8LO8 devours each defeated enemy. Or each card defeated by this. Alright. So, and we get... +1. The card underneath isn't actually going to help, so there's no point in me putting it in for the committing. I've got nothing in my hand that would have helped anyway. 2 plus the 1 gives me 3, so we pass that treachery. And then the next one for Carolyn. Devouring Ooze. Test speed 4. If you fail, choose an ally or item asset you control. Subject 8LO8 devours that asset. If you cannot, take 2 damage instead. Excuse me. Gonna commit 1 card. So we're testing feat. My feat, unfortunately, is only 2. Got the Skull token. There's only 3 cards under Blob, and Skull was -1 for every 5 cards under Blob. Under Subject Blob. And +2 from Manual Dexterity. That gives me 4. That gives me what we need. And as the test was successful, I draw a card. We got some supplies. Nice. And that's Devouring Ooze taken care of. You go back into the pouch, please. Thank you. Alright. So, it's the investigator phase. We draw 1 card for Amanda. Vicious Blow is discarded. And... oh! Wait, the Migo was meant to have moved. My bad. So the Migo would be in the quarantine zone. Alright, we'll put plan of action underneath Amanda. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I need to do something to get rid of a couple of cards here. Um, first things first is let's have Carolyn go to the next quarantine zone over. And this is the water tower. Has a shroud of 4, has 2 clues. If there are no clues on the water tower, test book 3 to find the structure's weakness. If succeeded, deal 3 damage to each ooze enemy at water tower and at each connecting location. Max 1 success per game. So there's those, and there was what I said, 2 clues. Right. 2 clues. So that was 1 movement. Then we are going to we're going to test the books. Oh, my bad. It's been 1, 2. So we've already taken 2. The dynamite has lost 2 HP. My bad. I completely forgot about that part. So we've had 2 rounds. The dynamite's taken 2 things, but we are now going to be testing the final one. So we're testing knowledge, and we have a knowledge count of 4. Test of 4. Well, we've got a count of 4 against 3. And we pull 0. So we have cleared that. So, forced. If there are no remaining explosives among the locations in play, remember that the explosives were defused. Flip this card over. Only if the explosives were defused. Thanks for helping me, the officer says once the job is done. I'll make sure our remaining forces know that their conventional tactics are useless against this creature. Perhaps there are other ways we can assist. Put the set-aside Lieutenant Wilson Stewart's story asset into play under any investigator's control. Remove the military pen from the game, add Migo Meddler and this card to the victory display. Each investigator heals 1 horror, gain 1 countermeasure. Alright, so that, and then it's under here, isn't it? Lieutenant Wilson Stewart. Carolyn will take control of him. And said heal 1 horror, yes? Yeah, heal 1 horror. Alright, this gets removed from play. That's 2 victory points. Alright, so exhaust. Lieutenant Wilson Stewart, discard a card from your hand or from the top of your deck, then for each brain or willpower icon on that card, get +1 for your next test this round. For each book, test card, book on that, each knowledge icon on that card, draw 1 card. For each fist icon on that card, heal 1 horror, damage or horror from him. Or feat on that card, gain 1 resource. Interesting. Cool. So that there was 1 action, 2 actions. So I've got 1 more action left to do. And that there will be... we're just going to search. I'm going to try and see if we can search this water tower. So we're going to use the flashlight. So it's now a shroud value of 2 against knowledge of 4. -4. So, no, we didn't get anything. So... let us... let's move to... a quarantine zone here, I guess. And this one is the Oozy Lake Bed. After a manifold enemy spawns at Oozy Lake Bed, place 1 clue on the lake bed. The enemy cannot take damage this round. Well, this oozling was already here, so it doesn't count. And we are going to try and just... so that was 1. We're going to try and punch the oozling for 2. 2 against whatever we have here. I can't even remember what card we have under here now. Plan of action. Alright. We'll deal with that afterwards anyway. We got 0. So we had fight of 2 +1 from Lita. And with plan of action, if this skill test is between the first and the third actions of your turn, draw 1 card if it's successful. It is, but we are only doing 2 damage to the blob, or to the oozling. Oh, I don't. Well, the food chain is back. Oh, it's in the discard pile, but I don't trust it. So we'll attack the oozling again. -1. This was obviously committed. So for this one, if this is a skill test during or after the third action of this phase, plan of action gains fist and knowledge. Alright, well, yeah, we've gained an extra fisticuffs. It's already got a question mark on it, so we gained another one from that. So 2, 3, 4, 5 fists. Well, that's more than enough. So the oozling is dead, and we deal 1 damage to the blob. And that was the third action of the turn. Alright, so next round. The oozling moves to the crater. What's next? So then, all engaged enemies attack. There are no engaged enemies. That's fine. Right, reset. There's nothing to flip. Well, technically the portrait should be flipped, but that's fine. Ready all exhausted cards. There are no exhausted cards. Each investigator gains 1 resource and draws 1 card. Oh, we've got Dr. Millen Christopher. And evidence. Okay. What are we going to do? What I would like to do is I'm just going to be right back, so I'd like to grab a drink. So I will return. And I return. So, it's the start of a new round. What do we want to do? I think we should probably expose the heart at this point. I think that would be a good choice. So, 1, 2, 3, 4 clues we're going to spend. Oh wait a minute. Wasn't I meant to gain a countermeasure? Yeah, I was meant to gain 1 countermeasure. So, after hours of investigating, you believe that you have pinpointed the creature's heart. Due to the way it shifts through the surface of the all-encompassing body, you know it won't stay in its current location for long. Then you'll have to track it down again. Choose any oozified location. Spawn the set-aside vulnerable heart at the chosen location. Let's go with a church. So, extraterrestrial physiology. The creature's heart is exposed. Now's your chance. After any amount of damage is placed on the vulnerable heart, place twice as much of that damage on subject 8L08 as well. While investigating at your location is attacking the heart, spend 1 clue. That investigator gets +2 might for this attack. Alright. And then it's at the end of the round. This is... you must advance? Yep. Alright, so. We'll place 1 doom on the agenda. And then each person draws 1. And consuming more. Place this. Alright, so we're testing against feats. Do we have anything else that we could possibly commit? No. No, we do not. 1 damage for each point you failed by. We're testing against 3 feet. What do we pull from the chaos bag? Come on, fist. We gained a skull. And that is -1 for every card under 8L08 has devoured. He has only devoured 3 cards. So that is 0. And we have, obviously, plan of action. If this skill test is during or before the first action of this turn, the action gains willpower and speed. So we're at 3 speed. What luck. We do not get devoured by anything. And then Carol Ann has Wave of Ooze. Test willpower 3. Take 1 horror for each point you fail by. That reminds me, am I going to be committing anything? Sure, we'll commit 1 card. Zero. Against willpower of 4. So we don't take any horror. I'm happy with this outcome. And that's start of turn. So 1 card for Amanda. We discard the card that's underneath her. And we have Kukri, Dr. Millen. Sorry, Doctor, you're the one who's going to be put under the card this time because I'm not changing Lita and I can only have one ally. Alright, so first things first, we're going to start with Amanda. 1, 2 to here, and then she's going to attack the vulnerable heart using the event I've got a plan. So we've got to pay 3 resources. And then this attack uses knowledge. You deal +1 damage for this attack for each clue you have. So I've got 3 clues currently, so I do an extra 3 damage. So we're testing book. It's currently at 0. And my book is 4. And it's currently at 0 because X is the amount of damage on the vulnerable heart. -2. So, with that there gives me a skill of 2. So we hit the thing. How much damage have we dealt? 1 +3 is 4. Plus the 1 from Lita is... Oh wait, Christopher would have been committed as well, so it wouldn't matter anyway, we would have been fine. But with Lita, that is 5 damage? Right? Yes? 1 +3 is 4, yep, plus Lita is 5. So 5 damage to the vulnerable heart. And that is another 10 damage to the blob. So how much damage have we done currently? 9, 18, 20, 23 damage to the blob. That's not bad. But that there was my 3rd action for the turn. That's not good. See that Amanda's deck goes through cards very quick. I'm going to have to look up and see if there's where I can get the card that can like recycle a deck, because that there is going to be very helpful. Okay, so Carolyn is going to go 1, 2 into the crater center, and we are going to use 1 oh wait, we can't even do that, can we? Can we? Spend 1 countermeasure to deal 3 damage to subject 808 or what a manifold enemy at any location. Excuse me. Alright, no, we're still going to use one of those countermeasures, and we're going to deal damage to 3 damage to that oozling right there. Alright. And with that, we're also gonna pay 1 resource to play Evidence. Fast. Play after you defeat an enemy. Discover 1 clue at your location. One, 2, 3, because that was an action to use. Alright, and at the end of the round, each investigator at the crater takes 1 damage, so it's not technically the end of the round yet. Alright, so enemies with the hunter keyword. Nope. I mean, we're not engaged with the vulnerable heart, so we don't get attacked. That's fine. That oozling doesn't do anything. We then move on to the upkeep. So anything that needs flipping or resetting, nope. Each investigator gains a resource and can draw a card. Oh no. Oh no. Treachery! For Amanda, we got Amnesia. So we pick a card, or choose and discard all but 1 card from your hand. The cookery will keep. I'll discard the other 2. And rational thoughts. Oh god, that's my other weakness. Shit. Okay. Put rational thought into play in your threat area with 4 horror on it. Thought, horror on rational thought may be healed. As if it were on Carolyn Fern. If there is no horror on rational thought, discarded. You cannot heal horror from cards other than rational thought. You cannot gain resources from Carol-Anne's quick ability. Clearly, it looks like they're getting ready for the D&D now. Something I'm curious about. I don't think that's the case. Gonna do a quick rules check. Right, no. So if you pull the weaknesses, you don't get to pull another card. Alright. That was bad. Anyway, so at the end of the round, Karen has taken a damage. At the end of the round, you must advance. So mere minutes after his exposure, the pulsating heart retreats back inside the creature's body. You'll have to wait for it to re-emerge in order to harm it once more. Remove all damage from the vulnerable heart and set it aside out of play. The amount of damage that was removed from the vulnerable heart this way is X. Five. If X is at least 1, read the following. All around you, the anomaly reels back for a moment, then erupts into the sky in a massive geyser of anger and hate. You duck for cover as globs of ooze slam into the ground all over the city, splitting into even more sentient masses. Shuffle the encounter discard pile into the encounter deck and discard cards from the top until manifold enemies with a total of at least X health have been discarded. One at a time, in a random order, spawn each of these enemies at different oozified locations.
Give me that carrying capacity.
Really? I really wish I didn't have to cancel those cameras. I look away and then it fucking does it. Excuse me while I just disconnect and reconnect this poxy freaking camera. There we go. So we discard cards until we get Manifold enemies with X health. Oh, there we go. 1. Grasping ooze. That's bloody quick. Spawn nearest specified location. Hunter. After grasping ooze. After you perform an attack against the grasping ooze using a melee card, subject 8008 devours that card. Wow. Okay. It's going to go here. All right. So, with that, have you tried distracting the monster by offering them a trial of Raid Shadow Legends? I assume you meant free trial of Raid Shadow Legends. I mean, to be honest, it's a free trial anyway. Just it's a free game. So, Blackwater's Bane. You may have managed to finally harm the creature directly, but doing so, you've caused it to split even further. Each ooze an enemy gains retaliate and loses blob X keyword. Objective: at the end of the round, you must advance. All right.
There we go. There we go.
Yes, it's like free, only not. I mean, that's if you want to partake of the microtransactions. Alright, so we gain 1 on the agenda. The agenda doesn't advance, but we draw from the decks. And, oh look, Amigo Drone. Spawn location with the most clues other than the fungal mound. Surge. Forced. At the start of the enemy phase, if Migo Drone is ready, move 1 clue from Migo Drone's location to the fungal mound. Well, there. And it got me. It got me in play in your area. Force. At the end of the round, place 1 resource on its got me if there are if there are 6 or more resources on it got me. If there's on it, subject 808 devours you. Oh, that's not good. That is not good at all. Put that under there. And then Carolyn. Cubic ooze. Revelation. Immediately attempt to evade the cubic ooze without spending an action. If it fails, spawn cubic ooze, engage with you, and it attacks you. If you succeed, spawn cubic ooze at your location, exhausted and unengaged. I would need to commit a lot to try and sort that, so I'm not even going to try.
There we go. Decently rich now.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
nice. Oh, dear me, this needs to be a good pull.
Save before I do anything stupid. I already did do something stupid.
What did you do?
Well, it's just one of the ways you can go about one of the early game missions. It's basically you can decide how you want to go through. I gave this guy a cred chip that some corporation woman gave me and happened to be spiked with the virus, and it killed a bunch of his friends, and he got mad. Then at the end,
Whoops.
the optional quest is to sneak past him because he's way stronger than you are. Way stronger than you are. Unfortunately for him, and I guess fortunately for myself, I just been picking up anything I could lay my hands on. So I had like 38 grenades, and I was just humming grenades at him. And at one point, he stood next to a car. The car detonated because the grenade exploded, and he started catching fire.
So it's sounding a little like Deus Ex.
It's very Deus Ex, like very Deus Ex, but yeah, it's super Deus Ex, but it's
Jeez.
like better. It's way
Yeah.
better than Deus Ex.
Nice.
So,
I still need to play I still need to play through the Deus Ex games.
the first one is on Steam for like $2.
We're talking.
Conspiracy, I think.
We're talking. I mean, the ones with Adam Jensen.
So that would be the new ones, the two new ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I like this one. I think I like this better than Deus Ex just because it's you can like customize your character and shit. So
Okay. So we pulled the auto success. That's +1. That's not enough to actually do it. But with the +1, I can heal 1 horror from an investigator or ally at your location. So I'm gonna get rid of one of these horror from Rational Thought.
I'm gonna bounce out, sir.
All right, man. Do enjoy D&D. But that does mean that the cubic ooze is engaged with me. And it attacks me. However, I am going to play Hypnotic Gaze. Fast. Play when an enemy attacks and investigate your location. Cancel that attacks. Then reveal a random token from the Chaos bag. If it is a skull, a cultist, the tomb, the monster, or the auto fail, deal the attacking enemy's damage to itself. We managed to get the tome. So it deals 2 damage to itself. This is annoying. Fortunately, I need to deal with this. So they currently have retaliate, don't they? Yeah, they can retaliate. I would have liked to have been able to use the countermeasure to get rid of those, but the countermeasure is more important to use to get rid of it got me. Well, I've got some time for that. Alright, so we're now at the investigation phase. So, get 1 card for Amanda. Card underneath is discarded. Oh. Forced. When choosing a card to place underneath it, if Whispers of the Deep is in your hand, you must choose it. Okay, well, at the very least, that there is the, both of the weaknesses now are out of her deck. Alright, Amanda, you're going to try and get the thing from the church. What does this end up with? Yeah, okay, so we pulled 0. So 2, 3, 4, 5, minus 1. Is 4. So you gain this clue. And the Hawkeye folding camera gains... we get +1 sanity as well. Sorry, just give me a moment. Past this 2. Sorry, I'm also getting talked to on various other things. Okay. Oh, I'm not playing that at the moment, am I? I'm doing this. Let's at least return this to my hand for the moment now. That was a fast action, so it didn't count anything. So we've taken one action. That me go up there is going to be annoying. Can't go anywhere with that cubic ooze in the way. Alright. 2. 3. So let's get us up to the research site. So, Carolyn Fern. So, we will play Mind Over Matter at this point in time. 1. It's a fast action. Play only during your turn. Until the end of the round, you may use your knowledge in place of fight or feat. So we're going to be attacking the ooze once. +1. So we do another point of damage to it. And we'll attack again. Also success. It's another one, so we'll heal the horror and we kill this. But because of Blackwater's Bane, we don't do 2 damage to the blob, which is slightly disappointing. Alright, do I want to try and grab that clue? It will mean taking another point of damage. Do I want to do that right now? Should I do that right now? That's the question, really, isn't it? When to do the damage, when to do the damage. No. We won't do that. I can't risk taking more damage. I can't go up because it requires me to use 2 actions, and I've already used 2 of my actions. So I'm going to have to go to the research site myself. Alright, so enemy phase. This hunter. Alright, so he'll move there. Next. At the start of the enemy phase, if the Migo drone is ready, move 1 clue from the Migo drone to the fungal location. To the fungus mound. We're going to have to go to the fungus mound soon enough then. I need to get rid of that Migo, though. Because I have a feeling the fungus mound will have a high shroud value. So, no exhausted cards. Gain a resource. Draw a card. Ha-ha. Ha-ha. Alright. The next thing is check cards, and neither of them are done. Okay, so it's the end of the round. So, at the end of the round, you must advance. As the hours pass, the ooze seeps back into the ground and lies dormant once more. Place 1 times the number of investigator clues on each revealed oozified location up to a maximum of its clue value. You gain them, and you gain them. The lead investigator chooses a random set-aside story card and draws it. If anyone is listening, please pick a number between 1 and 3. Give you a few seconds. Alright. Go with this one. So, rescue the chemist. When the anomaly emerged, the first thing the researchers did was try to find a way to dissolve the ooze composing its body. One of the chemists was on the verge of a breakthrough, but she recently disappeared. She was last seen attempting to collect samples in a dangerous section of the quarantine zone. If you can reach her, perhaps you can go assist her. Revelation. Spawn the set-aside Migo abductor at the fungus mound. Oh god, those are the Migos. Right. Yeah, they like take people, they turn them into like machines and shit, I think. Put the set-aside university chemist asset in play at the location furthest from all investigators. That would be over here. Put this card into play next to the act deck. 4. After the investigator who controls the university chemist enters the temporary HQ, remember the chemist was saved. If the university is defeated or devoured, remember that the formula was not completed. Reset the act deck to 1A. Alright, so what does the Migo Abductor do? One is ready at the start of the enemy phase. If the Migo Abductor is at the University Chemist's location, deal 1 direct damage to the University Chemist. Otherwise, the Migo moves 1 towards the Chemist's location. Parlay. Test knowledge or books 3. If you succeed, place 1 resource from the token pool on the University Chemist. Then, if there is that many resources, take control of it. Okay. I need to get over there as post haste then. One, 2, onto that. Alright, no, I can deal with that. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Then 1, 2. Yep, nope. I've got it. Got it worked out at the very least for there. That's fine. All right. Either way, new round. Put that on there. Draw a card. Amanda, you draw Wave of Ooze. Testing knowledge, willpower 3. Card underneath. Ay. Is there anything you can do? No, there's nothing. Zero. With the -1, that there is that there is 2. So you take 1 horror. And pop it on later. Alright, and Carolyn pulls Ooze. Spawn you at the church. Alright, round stato. Alright, so we discard that. That is actually a very good question. I need to double check what happens if you run out of cards in your deck. No, I just played through scenario 2. We ran through the whole encounter deck. So, I just played through the scenario 2, ran through the whole encounter deck. When it comes to drawing a card from the non-existent counter deck, it seems that I completely made up a horrible rule. In my mind, without wishing to spend any time going into our rules reference, I believe you add 1 Doom to the Doom counter when you refresh the encounter deck. I wasn't certain, but I'm sure I read it somewhere, so I grim ruled it and ticked up 1 Doom. Post game, I am now scanning the rules for any mention of the penalty, and it's not there. I'm wondering if I have made a mistake with this rule refreshing the investigator deck. If so, I can also not find any mention of the rule stating such. So I did just imagine reading this rule and left wondering, pick this up, I'm sure I'm reading somewhere, but I'm now thinking perhaps it was just retro idle discussion or I dreamt it. Am I actually going insane? I think you convey with the investigator penalty. If an investigator with an empty deck needs to draw a card, the investigator shuffles his or her discard pile back into a deck, then draws the card, and upon completion of the draw takes 1 horror. Oh, okay, so that's fine. I do keep my deck going. I just keep drawing. I can keep going, I just have to take a horror. That's fine. Whew. Anyway, I need to put a card underneath, don't I? So right now, let's pop Perception underneath. So, what we are going to do is we go 1, 2, 3. Yep. So 1 into the crater. 2 is going to be using the countermeasure we have to deal 3 damage to the grasping ooze. Oh, actually, hang on. No. Refresh, rewind. Whoop, 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 whoop. We weren't going to do that. I'll take the damage. Actually, no, hang on, it was... So I need to make sure I can actually hit it and kill it. Oh, right, yeah, because I was going to do... Yeah, no, that's fine. That is what I was going to do, so we will keep with that. 1, countermeasure, 3 damage, 2, and then move to here. Done. Alright, yeah, so the end of round you got a resource on. So we're going to go 1, 2, gain a countermeasure, 3 to get rid of It's Got Me. Safe. So, Migo Abductor. At the start of the enemy phase, well, okay, so we've got to do this. And then you go forward 1. You grasp, the grasping ooze engages. And it will attack, but paying the cost of 1. I will play dodge, cancelling the attack. So that's fine. Nothing else attacks. Excuse me. So the next thing is end phase. Nothing needs refreshing at this point. 1 resource, draw 1 card. Okay. The investigator hands are fine. So we go roll round to the next round. Doom. Draw a card. Amanda draws another Migo. Location with the most clues other than the fungal mound gains surge. So he'll go here. We've got another ooze. He'll go up onto the desecrated farmland. And then Carolyn pulls... Oh my god, the cubic ooze again? What the frick? Alright, so... she needs to try and dodge this. Alright, so we're going to commit 1 card. And we are going to pull something that is useful. We got the auto success. Gives me a +1. Got +1 from the committed card. So that allows me to heal a horror. We'll heal another horror from rational thought, but more importantly, we got 4 speed, which allowed me to spawn the cubic ooze at my location, but it is unengaged and exhausted, so it's going to be here exhausted. Just do that. All right. And with that, it's a new investigator phase, so we draw a card and we discard the card underneath. So what do we have here? We got a vicious blow, we can keep that. We're going to need to start going around and picking up clues again. So if we let's take the initiative underneath, and then we'll start. So we'll start with Amanda. We'll go 1. Then we will go for fast. We will play the magnifying glass. We will attack the ooze. So we already get +1 from Lita. We get we'll commit the card underneath Amanda. And we pull the skull, which is -1 for every 5 cards under Blob, but there's only 3 cards under 8L08. So that's 0. And as is the second action, take the initiative, loses one of the question marks. But it will give them fists, so we do 2 damage to this blob. And then we will attack again. Commit that, and this time I will commit another card. We get -2. But we have 1 for this. So we're at, what was that? 2, 3, 4. +2 from here is 6. -2 takes it down to 4. But it's enough. We kill this ooze. And we do an extra damage to the blob. So it is currently at 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24 damage. And because we used Overpower, you get to draw a card. One, 2, 3. Okay, so she is done. So, Carolyn. She is going to try and punch the grasping ooze that is attacking her. But first, we're going to exhaust William. Or Wilson. And I'm going to discard... going to discard the first aid. Because that had a mind on it, I get +1 for the next test, for your next test this round. And I'm going to be committing one card. We're testing against 3. Interesting. Alright, and there's the token we got. Look, it's the skull. We flip this. So, 2, 3, 4. Against its 3. So that's fine, we do 1 damage, and with Vicious Blow we do an extra 1 damage. So that is the 5 damage. So we kill the Grasping Ooze. We do another 3 damage, so that there is 24, 27 damage? That was the first action. So the next thing to do will be the second action will be going to the Oozy Lake Bed, and then I'm going to try and parlay with the University Chemist, testing willpower or books if you succeed. So we're going to be testing book. Obviously, as that's my highest. Testing book 3. If you succeed, place a resource on there. 0. So we succeeded that. So we place a resource. Okay. And there's nothing else we can do right now. And with that, that is the round end. So we will refresh Lieutenant Wilson. Oh wait, no, it's not the round end. It is the it's the enemy phase. So the Migo will move one space. Then these guys will filter the clues to the fungus mound. Now it's the upkeep phase. We'll refresh all cards. So that Lieutenant Wilson gets refreshed, as well as the cubic ooze. Each investigator gains a resource and draws a card. So, check hand size, 5 there, and here we have 1, 2, 3, 4. That's fine. Next is new round. Oh, that's a shame. Alright, place 1 doom. That is enough to kick things into overdrive. Okay, so as the anomaly spreads throughout the town, the cracks in the earth become more prominent. In the middle of the night, a terrible sound like a gnawing stomach rumbles beneath the ground. Green ooze begins to erupt from within the cracks, overflowing throughout the town. It's clear now that no quarantine can hold this creature. If it is not stopped here, it will surely spread throughout the world. Choose 2 oozified locations other than the crater without a copy of the vulnerable heart. Subject 8L8 devours those locations, along with all non-ooze cards at those locations. Ooze enemies are discarded instead. Shuffle the both set asides ooze wraiths into the encounter discards, along with the encounter discard pile. The streets here. And then we'll use the oozy lake bed. Yeah, this is not great. How much damage have we done? We say we were at 27 of 45. Need 2 rounds of the heart to appear. It's possible. Okay, so the anomaly consumes. By the 3rd day, the anomaly threatens to overtake the quarantine zone. The acid within its body can devour not just creatures, objects, and buildings, it's also capable of consuming thoughts, concepts, emotions, or other aspects of reality. You realize now that the creature threatens not just the lives of all humanity, but the fabric of existence itself. Alright, yeah, and then these get shuffled in. So we have 8 rounds now. Okay. Sticky feet. It's applied to this location. There's 2 actions to get out of here. That's fine. And then Carolyn draws reality acid. Alright, let's see what happens. Let's see what reality has been, what is altered for reality. -2. -1. So apparently my cell phone has been eaten. It devoured my cell phone. Well, enjoy. And do enjoy it, Blob. Ugh. Alright, investigator phase. So, draw 1 card. We discard. Take the initiative. Alright. No. Oh, yeah, no, these aren't right. Do, do, do. Alright. We'll put the cookery underneath. Already holding on to it for a reason at this point. Alright, we're going to try and parlay again. Is there anything I can use to help me? Nope. I'm going to parlay on knowledge. -1. So that there is enough to do that. So we gained that. So if there are 1 times the number of investigative resources on it, take control of it. Yep. Alright, so we take control of her. Now's the first action. So, and then what do we need to do? Enters the temporary HQ. Okay, 1, 2. That there is turn. So, Amanda is going to try and search for the clues. Anything underneath there is not going to help. I don't think I've got anything in hand that will help either. Not right now. So let's just do this and see what happens. Pull the auto success, so that there is enough, because we have 2, 3, 4, 5. So we gained the clue. We will test it again. Skull is -1. There's now 4 cards underneath there. So it's still not enough, so we still pass. We have the clues. So that was only 2 actions. For my third... we will draw 1 card. Aha. Unexpected courage. Alright. So. The Migo. Come down here. We have no other hunters, but the clue from here will shift over here. We will then... So with that, that's the end of the round. Nothing needs to be reset, flipped, or exhausted, or anything like that. So we gain a resource and draw a card. Oh. Ooh, look, we had another. Bot. Goodbye, bot. Be gone, bot. So, with that, we place, it's the end of the round, check cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that's fine. We place 1 doom, draw cards. Caustic Dissemination. Put Caustic Dissemination next to the agenda deck. Force. At the end of the round, each investigator at an oosified location takes 1 damage and 1 horror. Subject 8L08 devours each card defeated by this effect. Discard Caustic Dissemination. Grasping Oozed, nearest oosified location, Hunter. Alright. We are now at the investigator phase. So we draw the final card. Okay. The card underneath here gets discarded. And we place a card underneath you. We'll place Prophecy underneath. Alright. We've missed the opening for doing that, to be honest. But I want to get Carolyn closer to begin with, actually. So, first things first, we'll deal with this. So we move Caroline here. And that means after the investigator who controls the unit enters the average. Remember, the chemist was saved. Flip this card. The chemist thanks you for aiding her and hands you the concoction her team has been working on. A universal solvent which can dissolve almost anything. Put the set-aside universal solvent story asset into play under any investigator's control. Remove the university chemist from the game. Add Migo Abductor and this card to the victory display. Deal 3 damage to any ooze enemy in play. All right. Okay. Got that. And then was it? Okay. Let's go into the victory. 3 damage to each or any? Any ooze in play. Is it? Oh no, it would be ooze. Well, I'll do it to the grasping ooze. So this has 4 supplies. Spend 1 supply, test knowledge 1. If you succeed, discard any obstacle treachery at your location. Spend 1 supply, choose a non-elite enemy at your location and test knowledge X. X is where X is 1 or more than the remaining health. If you succeed, the enemy is defeated. Does not provoke attack of opportunity. Non-elite, so it wouldn't work on the heart, but it could work on the grasping ooze. That was the first action. Second, then third. So, first things first, is we're going to pull the magnifying glass back. That was a fast action. Second, we'll be playing logical reasoning for 2. Play only if you have at least 1 clue. We have 4. Choose an investigator at your location. That investigator either heals 2 horror or discards a terror card from his or her threat area. We'll do the 2 horror. And then we'll use the 2 actions to move back to the research center. Okay. With that, it's the enemy phase. So this guy comes to the crater. Actually, no, we won't do that. He'll stay here. When does that come into play? At the end of the round. I'll draw one card, as there's no cards there. We shuffle the deck. I'll be taking one horror. Cryptic writings. So after you draw cryptic writings during your turn, play it. And then we'll draw another card. Okay. Then everything else plays out as it should. So refresh everything. Gain a resource. 1, 2. With that, everyone draws a card. Okay, and okay. Check hands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nice. Okay. End of round. Caustic dissemination. 1 damage, 1 horror. Just pop them both onto Lita. That gets discarded. And then that means that it is a new round. So we are going to spend the 4 clues. We're going to expose the heart. So again, after hours of investigation, you believe that you have pinpointed the creature's heart due to the way it shifts through the surface and its all-encompassing body. You know that you won't stay in this current location for long, then you'll have to track it again. Choose any oosified location, spawn the set-aside vulnerable heart. This time, it's going to spawn the water tower. The creature's heart is explodes. Now your chance. Forced. Any amount of damage placed on there, place twice as much on the blob. We place Doom. And we start drawing cards. Corrosive slime. Testing brains. The card underneath has to be committed. Oh wait, university students got discarded, didn't she? My bad. So, what do we get? What do we get? So actually, is there anything in here that I could... We'll commit that. Skull. And we have Prophecy, which only gives us question mark, but we got 2 willpower, 3 willpower, 5 willpower, 6. Minus 0 because it's skull. So there's no effect from the corrosive slime. Guts is discarded, but because the test was successful, I do get to draw a card from it. Aha. Next card. Alright, corrosive more. Testing feats. We have no feats. So we get... What do we pull? What do we pull? Really need that Elder Sign token. Ah, what luck. Pull an Elder Sign. So that is +1, which means I pass, but not only that, I can remove a horror. I can get it from this. There's no more horror. I can discard rational thought. So, with that, it's a new round. So, we draw a card for Amanda. We discard the card underneath. And then we got to take the initiative. Let us pop I'll put Le Vicious Blow under there. Actually, do we? Do we put Vicious Blow? No, because we're not going to get enough chances to attack that. So we just put Obscure. Put Obscure Studies. So we will move Caroline here. We'll then play the spell Spectral Razor for 2 resources. It's a fight. And I'm going... No, we're not going to commit anything. So we can add the willpower value to my fight value. So I'm currently fighting 3 and 3 and 3. And we pulled the skull, which with 4 cards underneath is still -0. That's fine by me. And with that, that's doing +1 damage, +1 for the normal, and +1 for Lita being here. That's 3 damage to the heart. But that there is 6 to the blob. 33. Alright, so... One, 2, 3. Yep. Okay. So for the first action, for Amanda, I'm going to spend 1 resource and equip the knife. I'm then going to discard the knife and fight. This gives me +2 fists. And I do +1 damage. I'm going to commit 1 card from my hand. And the card underneath. we pulled the cultist, which is -2. But my fight is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. -2 is 5, beating the 3. So we do 1 normal damage, +1 for vicious blow, +1 for liter. So that's another 3 damage to the heart. And another 6. To the ooze. Or to blob. How much have we got on here right now? Let me just count up. 3, 6, 9. Actually, you know what? 10. 3, 6. 9. 10. 3, 6. 9. 10. 3, 6, 9. Ooh, God, I'm at 39. Alright, this is the last thing to do. Shit. Okay. Vicious blow is discarded. And then... if there are no clues on the water tower, test book 3 to find the structural weakness. Come on. So we're committing the card that's underneath. This is knowledge, right? Commit 1, 2, 3. I need this to succeed. -1. I think I succeeded. There's 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, I succeeded. We found the structural weak points. We deal 3 damage to each ooze enemy at water tower in the connecting locations. Well, the vulnerable heart is an ooze, so it is dealt another 3 damage. But more importantly, another 6 is dealt. To the ooze, totaling 45. So, we managed to defeat the ooze. So, resolution 2. So, resolution 2. Incident report 8L08 continued. Wednesday, 07/11/1928, Blackwater, MA. 742 hours. Contact made with blank subject. Subject blank meteor. Researchers unsure whether meteor served as an avenue for blank or some kind of blank. Or some kind of redacted. Let me see, do I have... so you can actually see this, I guess, rather than me just reading it. Let me actually... grab this and put it into a PDF viewer so that we can read it. No, that's not what you were meant to open with. Open with penis escape. 45. Full screen. Oh, no, that's not what I need. Why won't you exit full screen? Really? Fit page, that's what I want. Here we go. Oh, so we can actually see the redacted parts as well. That's good. So, contact made with hostile alien. Subject. Subject arrived via meteor. Researchers unsure whether the meteor serves as an avenue for space travel or some kind of weaponized egg. Initiated immediate emergency response procedure at roughly 0500 hour. Subject was eliminated by third party. As per operational protocol, samples have been collected and sent to Roswell for further study. Agents are currently scrubbing remainder of subject's presence from quarantine zone. Strongly recommend immediate expunging of previous conflicting incident reports. Citizens of Blackwater have been informed that quarantine was due to contagion of airborne virus, induced several infections to this end. Medical teams en route to confirm. Agents are attempting to meet with the unlicensed combatants for debriefing. Due to sensitive nature of incidents, recommend release following by close observation. Story must be kept, needs to know. Nobody else can know what really happened here. Destroy this incident report immediately. Additional instructions to follow. So, in your campaign log, record that the anomaly was contained. For each of the following assets that are in play, University Solvent, Pet Oozling, Migo Weapon, Lieutenant Stormwood, any one investigator may choose to add that asset to his or her deck. It does not count towards his or her deck size. For every investigator earns experience equal to X victory value of each card in the victory display. Each investigator earns 3 bonus experience as he or she saved the fabric of existence. Well done. We done it. Woo! So I do kind of just want to have a look at the other 2 cards that we could have got. The Pet Oozling. So defeat a non-elite enemy at your location with 2 or less remaining health. Then heal all damage from Pet Oozling. Place 1 resource on it. Reveal X Chaos tokens where X is the number of resource on it. If the Chaos symbol is revealed, you are defeated and suffer 1 physical trauma. Oh, wow. And Migo Weapon. Uses 3 ammo. Spend 1 ammo. Fight. The device fires a blast of entropic energy. You get +2 fight and deal +1 damage for this attack. If you succeed and the enemy is not defeated, move it 1 location away. If you succeed by 3 or more, deal +1 damage and move the enemy an additional location away. Wow. Alright. However, so we could... I think I might give... I'll keep Lieutenant Stalwart with Carol Ann. The Universal Solvent. We'll give the Universal Solvent to Amanda? Yes. So, we successfully contained the anomaly. We gained 7 experience points, I believe. One, two, three, 4. And +3. Yeah, we gained 7 experience. So that's not bad. And the anomaly was contained. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to grab a pen quickly so I can note this down. So, let's just quickly deal with this. Alright, so flashlight belonged in this deck because we stole it. That goes into that deck. We said we were putting that there and bring this up there. So we gained. Well, we currently got 7 experience. So the anomaly was contained. Excuse me. The anomaly was contained. For each of the following assets that are in play, any one investigator may choose to add that asset to his or her deck. It does not count towards the deck size. Okay, so there's an Amanda. Got the solvent. Carolyn got Lieutenant Wilson. And Wilson Stewart. Okay. Yeah, let's clean this up a little bit. I won't do this off stream because, as I said, I will do a quick unboxing for the new cards that have been acquired. Now I need to pack up a lot of all of this stuff as well anyway. Oh, there are cards here as well, aren't there? Shit. Alright. Let's go into that deck. This into this deck. I won't look at what the other side of the fungus mound says because that would be wrong. I'll read the assets that investigators can get, but I won't read like the flavor text. And I won't read the defeat side of the agenda. Again, would be wrong. apart. Those two to that. Okay. Slowly getting there. Okay, so full webcam. And thank you everyone for stopping by. So, for those just joining, we have just finished the blob that ate everything, and we managed to contain the anomaly. So we've saved the fabric of existence. I can seal that. Put that up there. So, and as I said at the start, I received 2 parcels today from my current game supplier. So I am going to open those on stream and see what we got. I have a feeling that I know what they are already. But I'm still just as excited. So it should have been the most recent expansion from the Innsmouth Conspiracy, and also the War of the Gods. Trying to get into this thing though. So, pain. Come on. Making a right dinner of getting into this one. Haha, yes. Devil's Reef. And then in the next one, we have War of the Outer Gods. Nice. So let's have a look inside of these, shall we? So yep, it's the scenario pack, or the... Is it pack 2 of the Innsmouth conspiracy? Never know, we might actually get some cards that we can use our 7 experience points to level up with. That would be cool. So we got Keen Eyes. Spend 2 resources, you get +1 knowledge and +1 fights until the end of the phase. Radiant Smite. Spell Blessed Spirit. Fight. You may use willpower instead of fight for this attack. When you initiate this attack, search the Chaos Bag for up to 3 blessed tokens and seal them. For each blessed tokens on Radiant Smite, you get +1 skill value and deal +1 damage for this attack. If this attack defeats the attacked enemy, return the skill the release tokens to the token bag. Okay, well that requires you to start using like the blessed tokens and everything. Play only if you are not engaged with an enemy. Move. Choose an unrevealed location. Move 1 location at a time along the shortest path towards that location until you enter that location. End this effect if you reveal a location, if an enemy engages you, or if your movement is blocked. Gaze of Urajax. Reveal 7 random chaos tokens from the chaos bag. Deal a total of 1 damage plus 1 additional damage for each cursed or failed token revealed, divided as you choose among enemies at your location. This does not provoke an attack of opportunity. Okay, well again, they're using chaos and everything. Priests of 2 Faiths. After Priest of 2 Faiths enters play, add 3 tokens to the 3 blessed tokens to the chaos bag force. At the end of your upkeep phase, you must either add 1 chaos token to the bag or discard Priests of 2 Faith. Attached to your location, limit 1 per round. Forced. After a non-elite enemy enters attached location, discards under surveillance automatically. Automatically evade that enemy and discover 1 clue at the attached location. That enemy does not ready during the next upkeep phase. Blood Pact. Another version of Blood Pact? Because I'm sure you can get Blood Pact in later, or another expansion. Add 1 Doom to Blood Pact, you get +2 knowledge for the skill test. Add 1 Doom to Blood Pact, get 2 fight. The Abyssal Tome. Exhaust Abyssal Tome, fight. You may use either willpower or knowledge for this attack instead of fight. When initiating the attack, you may place 1 Doom on Abyssal Tome up to a maximum of 3. You get +1 skill value, +1 damage to this attack for each Doom on Abyssal Tome. Interesting. Butterfly Effect, Paradox, Blessed, Cursed, Fast. Play when you choose a chaos symbol. A token with a symbol is revealed during the skill test of your location before resolving effect. You or the performing investigator may either commit a card to the skill test or reveal a card they commit to the test to their hand. 3rd time's a charm. Fast. Play when a skill test at your location begins. Twice during this test, when an investigator reveals a chaos token, they may cancel it, return it to the chaos bag and reveal a new chaos token. Manipulating Destiny. Reveal tokens from the chaos bag until you reveal a Till you reveal a chaos, cast the auto fail, a blast, or the auto succeed. If you revealed a cursed or fail, you deal 2 damage to an enemy at your location. If you pull a blessed or a succeed, heal 2 damage from an investigator or ally at your location. This action does not provoke an attack of opportunity. Interesting. Nothing of much use, though, unfortunately. Ugh. We keep those as per usual. And then at least look at any of the new stuff with War of the Outer Gods. I'm not going to be opening these ones until we... Whoops. I'll have to find that at some point. -1 for each clue you have. Wow, that's harsh. -3 if you fail. Place 1 resource on the nearest mutated enemy as mutation. Yeesh. No, there'll be some stuff that you can get from this. Earth is engulfed in an all-out war. A cataclysmic war between 3 arcane cults is ravaging Earth, and only you can find a way to end it. War of the Outer Gods is a unique scenario for Arkham Horror, the game designed for Gen Con 2020 and Arkham Knights 2020. This scenario can be played as a standalone scenario or inserted into a campaign as a side story. With additional copies, it can also be played with any number of investigators in epic multiplayer mode. Ooh, it costs 3 experience to play as a side story. This scenario introduces 3 warring factions, each with their own sets of enemies, treacheries, and agendas. They'll be different by colours: blue, green, and red. Oh, right, yeah, there's like 3 different agenda decks and shit in this one, isn't there? Investigators are instructed to perform in sequence a faction order. First, resolve that sequence for the green faction. Resolve the sequence for the blue faction. Finally, resolve it for the red faction. Green, blue, red. During the setup, 3 different agenda decks are assembled, 1 for each faction. These agendas represent the progress each faction grows. During the place Doom on the current agenda step of the mythos, place 1 Doom on each agenda in that faction order. During the check threshold step of the mythos phase, check the Doom threshold for each agenda 1 at a time in faction order. While there are 3 agendas in play, Doom on player cards does not contribute to the Doom threshold of any of these agendas. If a card effect instructs a investigator to place Doom on the current agenda, the player may choose which agenda to place it on. When an agenda advances, all Doom on each other agenda remains. Remove all Doom from each other card in play. Player cards, enemies, locations as normal. We won't read much more about that then. That's going to be an interesting one if we ever get to it. Very interesting indeed. Right now, though, that is actually going to be it for today. I will look at possibly doing a small stream before next Friday's stream, just to do the card updates. I might tack it on to one of the other streams, but we will see. Or it will just be on one of the off-day streams, Tuesday or Thursday. But we will see. Sorry, so I'm looking at taking my own face, just watching and checking chat as well, if there is anything to say. But thank you very much for watching and joining us for this Arkham. So tomorrow, as this could have been on the cards, but no pun intended, but it's not. Tomorrow will be... I don't know what tomorrow will be, actually. I don't know how I'm feeling right now. I might look at trying to catch up with... I might... don't want to start doing that. I don't know. I say start doing that. I don't know whether I wanted to... You know what? No, screw it. It'll be Destiny. I'm going to try and finish off the story for Shadowkeep. I'll try and finish that this week, and then next Sunday can be something new and exciting. It might not even be new and exciting. I might just look at trying to finish up some of the old games that I started before. Try and get through those and see what we can do. But thank you very much for watching. If you are watching this post over either on Twitch or if you're watching this on YouTube and you have made it this far, thank you very much for watching. Please do consider coming and following or subscribing in the relevant locations. If you are on YouTube, a like or a friendly comment is always warmly received and greatly appreciated, because it really does help out the algorithm over there. If you are able to, though, please do come and watch live when we're live on Twitch, because that would be even more fantastic and would really help out. So next Friday, whenever we go back to Arkham, we will be back continuing the Knights of the Zealot. As I said, tomorrow will be Destiny, as well as Monday and Wednesday. Unless we finish, then we'll move on to something else. But until next time, please do stay safe.